If you earn €3,000 a month in Europe, you're supposed to feel safe, not rich, but stable. So why does it feel like you're running faster every year just to stay in the same place? That's not a you problem, that's a system problem, and it's happening quietly. Most Europeans don't feel poor, they feel stable. Rent is paid, bills are paid, life works. But when life works, people stop asking a dangerous question. Is anything actually growing? Yes, salaries are higher than they used to be, but so is everything else. Rent, groceries, insurance, transport. The number got bigger. The pressure got bigger too. Housing used to be the foundation of middle-class security. Now it's the barrier. You can do everything right and still feel locked out. Not by one big jump. By 1,000 small increases. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Your salary can rise and your purchasing power can still fall. Because what matters isn't the number on your payslip. It's what that number can buy. Wages move like this. Slow and linear. Assets move like this. Compounding and exponential. And that gap is where the middle class gets squeezed. This is how the middle class splits. Not by intelligence, not by effort, by ownership. If you own assets, you ride the compounding. If you don't, you feel the squeeze. Now add psychology. Every raise feels like progress, so you upgrade. A slightly better apartment, more eating out, more subscriptions, nothing reckless, just more. And more quietly eats the raise. The most dangerous word in personal finance is normal. It's normal to finance a car, normal to stretch for rent, normal to carry small debt, normal to save later. And when everything is normal, no one notices the decline. When income can't keep up, debt fills the gap. Not because people are irresponsible, because the system makes it easy to borrow comfort and hard to build assets. This is where small decisions matter, not €2,000, not €20,000, €200, the amount that feels too small to matter and too painful to give up. Perfect middle-class territory. €200 a month is €2,400 a year. Over 10 years, €24,000. Over 30 years, €72,000. That's just what you contribute, but invested consistently at a modest return. Time does the heavy lifting. Compounding is slow at first, almost boring. Then it becomes obvious, and then it becomes unfair. That's why starting late feels like running uphill. Start at 25, you have time. Start at 35, you have less time. Same €200. Same market. Different result. 10 years doesn't just reduce the total. It removes the most powerful years. People don't delay because they're stupid. They delay because the brain discounts the future. Today feels real. 30 years feels imaginary. So you choose comfort now and call it balance. This is why automation works. It removes the debate. The €200 leaves first. Before you feel tempted, before you negotiate with yourself, automation turns a monthly choice into a background habit. Yes, markets crash, headlines get scary, but over long periods, volatility becomes background noise. Delay is the real risk, because time is the one thing you can't refinance. So the middle class doesn't disappear overnight. It compresses. More income goes to rent. More goes to basics. Less remains for ownership. Less remains for compounding. And people call it just how life is now. After 10 years, the difference looks small. After 20, it becomes visible. After 30, it becomes structural. One person feels stable. The other feels secure. Same Europe. Different trajectory. The collapse is quiet. That's why it's dangerous, because you won't feel the moment it happens. You'll feel it 10 years later when you look back and realize nothing grew. Awareness is the first advantage. And in Europe right now, advantage comes from seeing early.